Get ready, boys.
Boy, that's quiet.
I just said the same thing.
Yeah.
That's quiet.
That's because the speaker's not here. Ryan did everything else, and he's so great.
Is the speaker in the toilet again?
Do you remember? Of course, you may. Actually, this is. I shouldn't assume that Luds remembers.
You're on a one shot right now, so don't look at and talk.
Well,
Just talk to the screen.
I'm still going to look and talk to you.
Okay.
Do you remember the other night? It was
No.
Sunday.
Oh, definitely.
And Tanner
not.
was here filling in for Ryan.
Yeah.
And how I swear, instead of saying live, he said the F word.
He did.
Did he?
Yeah.
See, I heard it, and I said, "Oh my God!" I thought he.
I said I didn't say that, Tanner, because I thought he was saying you can't.
He said live. I definitely heard a curse word. Well, guess what? Ryan's back, and there's no cussing.
That's how I know Tanner was here the other night, because Tanner didn't say a word to me all night. All night he sat over there, played on his computer, and didn't say a word to me. Well, where our G.I. Joe over here is just handing me that little pad thing to write on.
Yeah, you guys play with the iPad a lot. Guess what? We'll do all of that with Stars and Rangers, but the pregame show starts right now. This is the DLLS Stars Pregame Show live here from our DLLS studios, of course, our lounge studios. We have Craig Ludwig. We have our producer, Ryan Vaughters. I'm Owen Newkirk. As we get ready for tonight, don't forget a couple of things for us to talk about. First, Cyber Monday extends through tonight, but only until midnight, which means you only have about 6.5 hours, if I can do math, which right now I'm tired, so who knows. But look at that. $26 for the first year. That is the lowest diehard annual price subscription I've ever seen in my year and a half now. Yeah, about that of working since DLS existed. It's never been better than this. It's actually cheaper than a regular priced DLS shirt. So for $26, you get a free shirt of your choice, discounts, access to all the writing and all the other diehard level stuff, event discounts, and Discord lounge. $26. What are you waiting for? Do it now. Give a gift. It's perfect. But we're not done, because this is also the day of giving. And of course, our big charity with DLLS is in partnership with Big Brothers Big Sisters. So everything that you do today, as far as super chats and just straight up donations, goes to Big Brothers Big Sisters. So thank you for joining us. If you can, whether it's signing up to be a diehard, buying shirts, now giving, of course, to Big Brothers Big Sisters, we appreciate all of it, of your support for this great cause. Now that we've talked about all that, Luds, we're done with the pregame show. We're all done. No, I'm kidding. Let's get right to it. Big story of the day. Lian Bichsel. Surgery. Remember after the game, I keep asking if you remember, and it's usually a roll of the dice. But after the game on Sunday, when the Stars beat Ottawa 6-1, Glenn Gulletson said, "We think it's not as bad as we originally."
Oh, it's the first thing I thought of when I heard the different thing, and I'm like,
He kind of threw cold water on the nerves, and we all went, "Oh, good, it's not as bad as they initially thought." The doctors were literally on the. He got up and hobbled off, but Bichsel was on the ice. The team doctors raced down. The trainers were out quick. He was in a lot of pain. It looked bad. Well, it's bad because Glenn Gulletson said this morning at MSG, they're in New York to play the Rangers tonight, he has to have surgery approximately 6 to 8 weeks out. And this is news we didn't know before. He said it was the exact same identical injury to Nils Lundqvist.
you got two birds in one stone there.
We learned a little bit of something. We have to be little amateur detectives, but we figured it out. Here's the play again with Fabian Zetterlund.
Yeah. So what happened here is when Lian was skating into the wall or going after a puck here, I saw where his skate hit the top of Zetterlund's skate, and I believe it's right there where go back one more, Ryan. I believe it's right when that skate blade comes off the top of Zetterlund's skate and it hits the ice. is when his ankle starts to turn and his blade turns in. So, it came off his skate, not normal, like taking a stride and coming straight down. It was at an angle, and he basically buckled it, is what he did. And you can tell because once he goes into the wall with it, with the skate and the foot, it's where you would normally go into the wall. And there wasn't enough there, in my opinion, that when you hit the wall or something would have happened. So I think what happened is when his weight, and again,
on the ice.
Yeah, and it makes a difference when you're 250 pounds and you're coming down and your ankle is turned to the inside, But I will say this, when the good news, and it'll sound weird saying this, is when Gully said that he was going to have surgery, I actually thought that's better than having a high ankle sprain.
Why?
Because the high ankle sprains, it seems they just linger forever.
They're hard to heal, aren't they?
If it's a normal one, it's the high ankle sprain. I've never had one, but I know Yuri Lettinen had one, and the thing that he went through for a long time, I know a couple other guys did, and I just hear that they're worse than a break. And
because a break is usually cut and dry,
and it's clean, and it's going to heal, and generally it comes back stronger.
Yep.
And so he's going to, once he gets there, but otherwise it sounds like if it's a high ankle thing, it can just linger on. You're never quite right. And so, I mean, not that it's good news, but I want to go back to what Gully said there. I think the way that most people answered, and football does it all the time. And I hear a lot of hockey guys when people ask about injuries and things like, he hasn't seen the doc yet. We haven't heard back yet. And I just think instead of saying,
they're just hoping that,
but I'm just saying, instead of saying, I don't think it's gonna be that bad, I would just prefer to say, and whether you're telling the truth or not,
to just defer to them.
Haven't heard yet.
We haven't heard yet. We don't know.
Because you really don't know 10 minutes after the game anyways. They generally got to go in, and then they're going to see somebody, then they're going to see somebody else if it's something they can't distinguish right away. And you just kind of buy yourself some time until at least till the next day.
Well, and that's the interesting thing is that leads to speculation. He said same surgery. Was it a break? It clearly looks like the ankle. Could he have torn ligaments or something? Again, we're not doctors. Yeah. I don't know why we bother speculating. But what we did find out, though, is that it's the same as Nils. So that means that my follow-up question, if I were there to Gully, would be, did Nils have surgery then? Because if it's the identical injury, he probably did. And I know Nils has been spotted in a walking boot and that little knee scooter to kind of move around without crutches. And they said that he tried to get on the ice by putting the foot in the boot of the skate, and it didn't go well.
It wasn't comfortable.
Was not comfortable. Which they're probably trying to think, okay, well maybe you can start skating a little earlier. That's not gonna. So Nils hasn't played since mid-October, right? We're now into December. That's almost he's probably in that 6 week of the 8 week part and counting.
So basically,
what does that do for Bichsel? I mean, are we looking at
you're looking at
Olympics?
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, if it's going to be 8 weeks, I mean, there goes December, and there goes January, and then there's 3 games or so in February before the Olympic break, something like that.
There's a few, right before, and then a big gap.
I thought it started on like the 5th or 6th.
Yeah, there's a couple of games right at the beginning of February.
Yeah. So I mean, but the good news is there. I mean, if he's not going to be back for a couple of months, then that just gives him an extra, 3 to 4 weeks to heal.
Let's take a look at the defensive pairings as we anticipate now. It might be different. This is more of a guess on our part, but do you like the idea because last game, Bichsel was playing with Petrovic and Capobianco played with Lyubushkin. So I was tempted to keep Capobianco with Lyubushkin since they played together as a pairing last game. But honestly, Luds, I feel like it makes more sense to put the two Russians together for not only a language thing, but also because I think Petrovic's been playing really well, and Capobianco, in my opinion, is ahead of Kolyachonok in as far as how much they're going to use him.
Yeah, and I think Coco there has been getting up in the rush quite a bit, right?
Yes.
So he may have to dial it back a little bit. You're in that top 4, I should say, with Petro, and you're not that you can't get up and go because that's part of his game. But you're not necessarily playing against the other team's 3rd and 4th line. You're probably going to be playing against the 2nd line. And tonight you may be playing against their top line since they're at home, and so they're going to have to be a little bit more responsible. Yeah, but I do like that, and I like they can speak gibberish down there on the bottom pair there. They can speak their language, and I like the pairing, like you said. And from Petro's standpoint, it's kind of the same thing. Move the puck over to Coco and let him kind of skate and do that kind of stuff and be strong in front of the net.
What about the ulterior of if you play the guys you think are going to get more minutes? When Lyubushkin was out, Capobianco and Kolyachonok played together. Obviously, Bichsel was with Petrovic. Could you see a scenario where Lyubushkin and Petrovic played together and you put Coco and Coley on the same pairing just because it's more of a second pairing versus a third pairing?
I would be expecting that would be a pair on the PK. I think you'll probably put them together on the PK. And then there'll be times maybe at the end of the period you'll see them go down to 4.
Might go to that.
Depending on the score of the game as you get down and things like that. And again, if you're down a goal or so late, you're probably going to see Coco play a little bit more. He may get a few more minutes out there in order to try to play a little catch up. Not that they're ever behind much, but if it happens.
Not lately.
Nope.
Let's give a huge thank you to T.O. Not only did T.O. buy the 50th T-shirt yesterday, Luds, we hit our goal, which means
that's why you got a free one.
Well, I've not why I have this one. This is the one that we got anyway because we did a really good job promoting and selling it. Remember, GM Ben said that he would get us the other one, which was the black one with the stars.
Oh, okay. See,
if we hit 50. Well, guess what? T.O. bought that one, the last one. I put a thing on there, hey, we're down to 1, and he showed the receipt. Well, T.O. just donated $50 to Big Brothers Big Sisters through that. So, T.O., you're a guy that keeps giving, whether it's supporters club memberships or T-shirts for us or now to Big Brothers Big Sisters. We thank you very much for your generosity. There is an ulterior motive, though, because he has claimed that he has more T-shirts, DLS hockey shirts than I do. I have, I think, 16 of them or 18 of them, maybe. He has, I think, 20 of them. So
how many are there?
I have to count them. You'd think I would have counted that, but pretty close. I'm missing a couple. I don't have the Mikko Moose. I don't have the finisher. And there's one that says defend the green. So maybe we're talking about 20, 22, something like that. And counting, because I hear there's a new one in the works, but we're not going to spoil that yet. All right, Luds. You know what? Let's save the 3 stars for the other side of the break because I don't want to do this in too little. We're going to talk about our 3 stars of the week. Let's talk about goaltending. Casey DeSmith will get the start tonight, except Glenn Gulutzan said that was not initially the plan for tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I expected Otter to be in there too. And so if he's under the weather a little bit, it sounds like Casey. And again, I think it's very easy for the coaches now to go, yep, it's okay. If this guy's not here, we can go with the next guy. And that's mainly because
of how well he's playing.
It's because of Casey. I mean, he's been playing so well. And I just keep thinking, and I know I talked to Sean about this, and I said it to you too in the last couple of games. I think it's rebound. I always felt like the rebounds are kind of laying around him a little bit because he's more of a scrambler and stuff like that, and that'll tend to happen. But I felt like it's just a lot cleaner, and I got a feeling that the more he plays, it just seems the more compact and picking things off and keeping them tight and just staying within his game. He just continues to get better. So, and again, I think even if Jake, were his whole man, is he really bad? As far as an illness or something like that, you're not feeling good. Okay,
why push him out?
We can throw Casey.
What about the if he was feeling okay? I mean, I understand playing at Madison Square Garden's a big deal. It's the world's most famous arena, they call it, right? You have to walk up the ramp to get there, right? But
that's the hardest part of the whole thing. Yeah, and the ice is usually not very good.
It's not what it is in Montreal. Which, by the way, Petro told me a couple weeks ago. Said, "Boy, it's the best ice in the league was up at Bell Center." But the Rangers are a terrible team at home. They're about a 500 team overall because they're really good on the road for whatever reason. The Devils are one of the top teams in the NHL. Does that sort of conveniently line up well for Jake to play against New Jersey tomorrow?
There are times when coaches will save their so-called number one for that second game because your team's tired and guys have played the night before, and so you're going to need possibly a few more timely saves. And with Jersey, they are a little bit stronger than what the Rangers are, and especially for the Rangers at home. I mean, again, it's not like playing in one of the Canadian markets, but it's real close to it when you're in the Garden and your team's not playing well. And I think they were like 0-7 to start the year at home, but they kept on winning on the road, and it's the only reason they're kind of close to being in the mix right now.
And then, of course, with Casey playing really well, I will spoil this. I did not pick him as my 3 stars. He was one of my honorable mentions. I was trying to decide who my 3rd star was. Both goalies won their 2 starts last week, but Casey had a 1.50 goals against, and he had a 9.32 save percentage, 26 of 28 at Seattle on the second night of a back-to-back with travel, and then 15 of 16, which is a low number, but
it's pretty good. I rounded up to 9.33.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, pretty good math.
Not too bad. Yeah. Well, Casey's great. He gets the start, and as Lud said, you don't really look at that and go, oh, man, that's too bad. But you know that Jake would like to go toe-to-toe with Shesterkin.
Yeah, well, I think Jake wants to go toe-to-toe with everybody.
Yes.
To be honest
but
with you.
Shesterkin's always in the category of one of the best goalies in the world. So.
Yeah, and he, well, I mean, the reason that they're even not sitting in the basement is because of Shesterkin.
Mm-hmm. And they haven't helped him a lot. We'll get to all of that, our 3 stars of the week and more, right after the ad break here on the DLLS Stars Pregame Show.
And we're still going to talk about some more shirts.
Face-off collection.
Like one of
the
them.
green one.
Like that
Look
shirt
at
right there.
I got
the green one. And there's a black one over there.
By the way, T.O.
take a peek at.
This is 19 then.
Oh, yeah. Now we're going to have the race.
My next one will be 20. I mean, he's still ahead of me. So
now, are these the ones that are on sale 67%?
No.
That's the whole different thing in the beginning?
That's the Die Hard.
Is this stuff on sale or no?
No.
Do we have the face-off collection anymore?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, so we got that thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if we were out of that.
No, they just aren't on
that's the
sale.
same one you're wearing.
It's the same one I'm wearing.
Yeah, and it's still the same green that's up there. Now, but we also do have the Rantanen shirts. No, we got the Moose.
Oh, yeah.
We've got the Moose. Yeah, we've got the Moose, and we got the Finnish Mafia. I know that. There's the finisher.
Yeah.
Moose has got 2 shirts. He deserves it.
He deserves
Mafia
it.
one. And there's one important one, which we don't have it. I didn't think of it till we got here, and Ryan's not quick enough to get this thing figured out. We got to pull up the Jamie Benn one, and it would be important on there. I would like to walk up to the thing right now, but you guys wouldn't see me writing on the screen. I'd like to put 1,200 on that one because Jamie's going to hit 1,200
Big
tonight.
milestone.
That's a good milestone
yeah,
for Jamie.
somebody sitting next to me has gone past that number before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not too
I mean,
bad.
they didn't make a big deal out of it, but,
well,
it's a big
back
week
then.
for Jamie, so to speak. And we got 400.
400.
And he got 401.
Yep.
But now he hits 1,200.
And 402.
And 402, yeah. So,
Yep.
and that, you think he's going to get to 430?
In his career or this year?
No, this year.
430?
I mean, he needs 28 goals in the next 60
yeah,
games, 55 games.
No.
I doubt it, but I'm just saying, you want to keep on playing with Rantanen? You might.
That's a great point. If he's on Mikko's line,
or Wyatt.
Possible. This is the Supporters Club ad read, but let's talk a little bit more specifically about the donation support. So obviously, TO gives out Supporters Club memberships, and you get in badges and use emojis. Tonight, our super chats go directly to Big Brothers, Big Sisters. There's a donate button. You can actually do that. There's over 180 people watching right now. If every one of you gave $1, that would be, Luds, math is sharp, $180. That would be a huge and very well beneficial gift to Big Brothers, Big Sisters. So give what you can. In the post-game show, we'll have a little fun with it. But this is a big partnership with DLLS and Big Brothers, Big Sisters. It's not just today. It's throughout the year, multiple year partnership. And we are doing all we can to try to support a really good cause. Hopefully you can too.
We should have a deal with our, you know how we're doing the game thing and all the Hooters thing on the 7th? Right? That's still on.
It's next Sunday.
We should be going bowling with some of our diehards.
Ooh, a DLS bowling outing.
I think we should do a bowling thing in Vegas.
I'm in.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll do it in Vegas.
Luds always has the big ideas. Hey, look at this. Justin just donated $5 to Big Brothers, Big Sisters. Thank you, Justin. We very much appreciate all of that. All right. Let's talk about the 3 stars of the week. It would begin with Wyatt Johnston because he was named the NHL's first star of the week, as Wyatt had a very good week, 5 goals, 9 points. He actually didn't lead the league in scoring. He was second because Nikita Kucherov had no goals and 10 assists, but Wyatt was actually, Kucherov didn't even make the 3 stars, interestingly enough. Wyatt was the number 1 star of the week. Then Jason Robertson was announced as the 2nd star for the NHL's month of November. Same number of points as Nate McKinnon. More goals. Okay.
Is Ryan, are you doing the Dallas Stars green on all this stuff? Even for everybody, they're all the green.
No, but there's the Dallas
like
is everywhere.
Connor Bedard's name is in Stars green, and
that's actually the NHL's logo.
Yeah, it is? Is their colors putting that on there?
Yep.
No, they're Stars fans, I guess.
All right. So heck of a month for Robo, as you see. 26 points in 15 games is, I mean, it's almost a goal a game pace, which is crazy. Well, let's do our 3 stars. And you know, we haven't had a daily podcast for a while. We won't this week because of all the games. But let's do Luds first because we know this bit by now. We start with, oh God, I haven't even seen this yet. So we've got I'm not going to make my guesses yet. If you're in the chat, let us know who you think these are.
They got to figure out by the end of the show. Is that the deal?
No, the end of the segment.
The end of the segment?
Well, the end of the segment is the end of the show.
Oh, it is?
We only have another 10 minutes. So.
Well, that's what I mean. They got 10 minutes.
Okay, we'll give them till the end of the 10 minutes.
Okay.
Then we've got quite the mustache in the middle here. And then that's a 9-parter.
See, that's a 9-parter.
Think about why there's 9.
You started to give it away a little bit.
I didn't. I'm just talking out loud.
Okay.
I still don't know what we have going on. Okay. So then, Ryan, let's go to mine because I'm here, and then we'll do Sam and Sean's. Luds, I went with the which I'm guessing is Wyatt Johnston because he had a hat trick. Great week. The interesting thing about Wyatt is that of the 4 games this week, he actually had one where he didn't have any points, and that was for the game against the Seattle Kraken. He had a 4-point game in Edmonton. He scored the game-winning goal against Utah, and he had a hat trick plus an assist against Ottawa. He's the number 1 star. Easily, Jason Robertson is second. He scored in 3 of 4. He also was held off the score sheet in Seattle. That was the reason why his goal streak was snapped, but he has 3 goals, 7 points. Robo's on the heater of all heaters. And then there's Jamie Benn, 400th NHL goal. Then he scored 2 more. He had a goal against Utah and again against Ottawa. Primary assist on the game-winning goal against Edmonton. Yeah, it was 8-3. I had Rope Hintz, Mikko Rantanen, and Casey DeSmith also deserving as my honorable mentions. Rope had a 76% faceoff percentage for the week. He had 5 points. Mikko had 5 primary assists, and he was suspended for a game. But I went with Jamie because 400 goals is a big accomplishment. He's my 3rd star of the week.
He actually was my honorable mention, I think, right? Yeah, I had number 4.
Okay. I usually send Ryan a few extras that he doesn't put on the graphic. He's probably like, why are you telling me? But I like to share them anyway. So, yeah, I would say Ryan likes it too.
Just in case you guys have the same one.
And that's why I send it to you. If you go, hey, if you're on the fence, maybe change it to a different one.
Yeah.
Well, here's Sam. Sam went with the 99 jersey as the number 1 star of the week, which I thought was clever.
That's not bad. I
because
like that, Sam.
That was the highest single-day selling NHL jersey in history of the league. We found out yesterday or the day before. I mean, it's been huge. And then we have Wyatt, and then we have Robo. No surprises there. Then we have Sean, which Sean keeps up his bit of the villains of the week. And can you guess why he put these 3? Wyatt, Robo, and Rantanen. They're the villains to the opposition.
What was I say? For everybody else that they played.
Everybody else.
Well, I don't think that was that hard to figure out, Sean.
Well, there you go. But he did that, so that was his.
Be better, Sean.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about the Rangers, and then we will get back into your answers for Luds' choices for his 3 stars with the mustache cartoon with the Christmas tree, and then the 9-sided person, or whatever that is. Okay. Luds, the Stars carry a 10-game point streak on the road into this game tonight. They are 7-0-3 since they lost. I keep laughing when I say this, at St. Louis in October. It's ridiculous because they've been so good on the road, and it's also almost silly with where St. Louis is at right now that they lost there. The Rangers are a 500 team, basically. They have a record.
13-12 or something.
You would have thought I would have grabbed it. They're 13-12-2. However, they have the worst home record in the NHL. They are in 11 games, 2-8-1, a point percentage of 22.7. Woof. But they have a fantastic road record with the most points right now. They've played more games than the Stars. Stars have a better point percentage. But they're 11-4-1 in 16 road games. What the heck gives there?
They can't figure it out. There were even things after first few games I started thinking, you know what they ought to do? And you kind of do this in New York anyways because of traffic and stuff like that. And especially, the Islanders did because it's a bit of a haul to get downtown. Is I thought, you know what? On game days, why don't you guys just stay downtown?
Yeah.
Change something up. They do that anyways. They offer hotel rooms to their guys. And so if they want to take them.
Is that because of Manhattan traffic?
Yeah, it's
a
brutal.
beating.
The Islanders, the Islanders now changed, but they did the same kind
Brooklyn.
of thing. Yeah, because guys would go down there because it takes you an hour and a half to get home. It takes you an hour and a half to get in. And, and then actually what the Islanders did, not that we're playing the Islanders tonight, but they actually started having their pregame skates at 4 p.m.
Oh, really?
So they didn't have them in the morning. And they skated late afternoon, and then they went to grab something to eat and play the game.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know how well that worked out, but regardless,
that's totally different. Yeah,
you know what? They got on that thing, and I do think so much of this is between the ears. They just couldn't win at home. They get on the road and less distractions, all that kind of stuff. No family around, and they started out well there. Although their goaltender, who is probably going to be in there tonight, Shesterkin, was good. I mean, and he kept them hanging around because they he's an elite guy. As a matter of fact, I think I picked him for that award.
The Vezina?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure
he's a pretty darn good goalie.
Yeah.
What about the big injury for them? If the Stars lose Lian Bichsel, that's a problem, and we don't wish anybody injury. But Lian Bichsel right now in his career is not Adam Fox, who got hurt on Saturday against the Tampa Bay Lightning. He immediately was placed on LTIR. They're in their own salary cap issues with injuries and everything. And there's no timetable yet. It doesn't look good for it. No. They say upper body. It looked to me like he hurt his shoulder.
He did. Yeah. Well, shouldn't say that. But
no, you can speculate. We just can't say for sure.
Yeah. He is their Quinn Hughes. He's their Miro.
Tied for second in the league in D scoring.
Yeah, I don't want to go as far. I shouldn't even go as far as Hughes and Makar, but that's the guy.
He's really good. He is a Norris Trophy winner.
And he hasn't been that good the last year. And he had a downtime for him. Started his career off and very, very good. That guy that gets up and down the ice and creates a lot in the offensive zone. So they're going to miss him on the back end there. And now they're really hurting back there, actually. And you can see some of the reasons.
Take a look at their defense if you
why
have
they're
it
not
up there,
playing
Ryan.
very well.
The Rangers blue liners, a lot different looking. Obviously, they got Gavrikov in the offseason from LA
and he's
as
been
a free
good.
agent.
Yeah.
But they were expecting him to play with Fox, not with Braden Schneider.
And they were a good pair together. And they spent some big money on him. And he's been good. I think he's got 4 or 5 goals already this year for him. So he's been good. But once you get past their top pair, it's a little dicey. But they do have Shesterkin.
Big thank you to Starstruck95. Just donated $5 to Big Brothers Big Sisters. Thank you very much. Let's talk about the 2 milestones tonight. We'll start with the smaller one, but it's still a big deal for goalies because they don't play as many games. Casey DeSmith will play his 200th career NHL game tonight, mostly with Pittsburgh, year in Vancouver, now with Dallas. I feel like he's actually establishing his reputation even more so now with the Stars than even in the time when injuries led him to be the starter with the Penguins.
Yeah, and a lot of that has to do with obviously the team in front of him, but he's been so solid since he's come here. And again, the reason it's going to be hitting 200 now is because he's been a backup for the most part for his whole career. So it's not like he's been a number one for 4 or 5 seasons, but he has done everything to be expected. And not only that, he's on a hell of a price for the Dallas Stars.
$1 million AAV for 3 years.
Yeah.
It gives him some stability and the job, right? Especially backups. They're trying to get those jobs and keep them. But the other guy who's only playing 1,000 more games, 1,200 for Jamie Benn tonight. Interesting little tidbit for the captain because of his injuries, it took him a little longer to hit this milestone at the collapsed lung this year. David Perron of the Ottawa Senators, who we saw on Sunday, they finished their road trip in Montreal tonight. Great place to play, but they have to be exhausted after we saw what they did losing 6-1 to Dallas. He and Perron will both hit 1,200 tonight. So the question is, which game starts first, Montreal or New York? Ottawa because 136. He is one of them. Of the 136 players in the NHL that have played 1,200 or more games. Pretty big accomplishment for Jamie Benn tonight.
Yeah, I think there's something to be said for, playing through things. And I said this, and you've heard me say it before about Brennan Morrow. Jamie's 1,200 games are different than other players' 1,200
harder
games.
miles.
Yeah. The battles that he gets into and having to drop the gloves and all that. And you try to play that physical game every single night. And then also to be able to get up there and have 400 goals. So it's a huge accomplishment for him to make that, and especially how he started the year, and so.
Let's take a look at the Rangers forwards very quickly, just so you can get a quick glimpse. Artemi Panarin, because of Fox's injury, is going to try to quarterback the point of a 5-forward power play.
Mm-hmm. They're going to give it a whirl.
It has been awful at home.
Yeah.
And
so they're
not great on the road, but really bad at home.
Hey, throw things up against the wall and see if it makes a difference. And tonight, and we'll see if there's a couple outnumbered chances or a couple shorties scored by the Dallas Stars.
There would definitely be at least a possibility of that. Now, for the Stars, let's go back to the 3 stars of the game. Because for Luds, let's reveal. There's some interesting suggestions saying that Duh is Robo. Justin said the mustache is Wyatt. Everyone says 9 is confusing. Someone said Mikko's got to be the 3rd star because he's the only player with a quote-unquote fight this week. Then there was a discussion that hints at a mini fight.
Is Duh really that hard?
I thought that's Wyatt.
Sure, of course it is.
Yeah, it's Wyatt Johnson. Duh, he was the number 1 star of the week.
Yeah.
I'm guessing, I don't know why, but I'm guessing the middle one's Robo, but I don't know what.
Because there is a cartoonish character called Mr. Robertson.
Oh, no kidding.
Yes, you
How
can.
about that?
You can get on the Google machine and find that too. He's out there.
Okay, but I see things like a housefly. What is the 9?
So has anybody come up with a name for this one? No one? Okay. So do you know what this person is called up here that does the sign language? Okay, so this guy's doing sign language,
Yes.
right? There's 9 steps. You know what he's signing here if you just look at him?
No, what is it?
He's signing how you back up.
Really?
Yeah. So who's
That's
the
Casey.
backup?
Wow.
Casey DeSmith.
See, no one would ever have gotten that.
That's
The
what I was
layers
going
that
for.
you got to, I'm sitting there going, you're halfway through it. I still don't have it. It's Casey, and Ryan loves it. Ryan's refusing to use his microphone to tell you about it on a show where a microphone would work, but that's okay. So how about that? I don't think anybody had Casey DeSmith in the chat.
Yeah.
That's a clever.
Why
Why did you go with Casey?
Well,
as your
because
number 3?
that sign language course I took at the University of North Dakota finally paid off.
There you go.
Yeah.
ASL.
Yeah.
No?
What?
ASL, American Sign Language.
Yeah.
Yeah, what he said.
Yeah, that course.
Okay. Well, guess what, everybody? That's it. Oh, Harry donated $1 to Big Brothers Big Sisters. Thank you, Harry. We appreciate it. Post-game show, if you have any money that you can donate, please, we very much appreciate it. We'll be doing it throughout the post-game show. Maybe you can get your favorite drop. We'll have Ryan dig them out. So we'll do super chats. Will all go as donations tonight. If you have drop requests, if you have something mildly towing the line you'd like Luds to say, but maybe not swearing, but on the,
No, I'll swear.
yeah, well, then maybe
What's the difference?
You
We're
know
raising
what?
money for charity.
Or if you want Luds to,
Ben will approve it.
if you
Bobby
want
will
Luds,
approve it.
how about this? For the right price of donations, Luds will use his American Sign Language to curse in sign language. I'm sure you know a couple of them. Here on DLLS, enjoy the game in New York.
I believe that they are going to crush these guys tonight.
We need to get you.
We all silly like the mayor.